Hello everyone, this is Milo Edmondson. Today I'll be presenting a PowerPoint showcase for my capstone project on werewolves, more specifically what werewolves represent. Um, so this is my full thesis statement. If you're interested, feel free to pause here and read it, but the summarized version is that I'm going to analyze werewolves through a psychological lens where the wolf form represents our emotional, instinctive side, and the human form represents our logical and rational side. And my argument is that people value the logical side more than the emotional side, and I'm gonna dissect why that can be a bad thing and what the benefits are. Um, so for background, the myth of the werewolf and more generally humans that can transform into animals span across both time and culture, with many different people groups from around the world exploring the idea of humans who shift into animals in unique ways. In the modern day, the werewolf myth, although not as popular as vampires or zombies, remains an icon of the horror genre. In my paper, I examine werewolves through a specific lens to find out what these myths could be communicating to their audiences. For context, the lens I have chosen is a psychological one, where the wolf form represents our emotions and the human form our logical reasoning. I'm making the argument that people today rely too heavily on their logical reasoning without acknowledging their emotions as much as they should. Um, More context, humans place importance in logical reasoning because of its benefits in professional contexts like work and school. This attitude can often lead to people disconnecting themselves from their emotions in an outside professional contexts. And people should instead find appropriate times to let their emotions influence their decisions. Um, so my first minor claim, people like to view themselves as more logical and in control than they actually are, but it's important to recognize that humans are animals too, and we have a need to express our emotions. Also, people would benefit from acknowledging that no decision can be made fully and partially, or completely separated from the influence of emotion. My second minor claim, not only do humans need to express their emotions, but our emotions have been shown to be important guideposts for rational thinking. We often call upon our emotions to help as we make logical decisions. My third one, emotions can modify or justify the need for rational decision making. So anger and frustration can be important motivators for initiating change when faced with injustice, and self-reflection is required for self-betterment. Um, and my fourth minor claim, if humans relied solely on logical decisions at every possible opportunity, we would lose a vital part of the human experience and be unable to express empathy. Our wolf side is just another part of being human. Um, so the counterargument section is kind of long, but the summary is one counterargument could be that rational thinking should always be used over emotional thinking because emotional thinking is unpredictable and untrustworthy. And my answer is yes, rational thinking can be used for making better decisions when only logic is required, but in real world situations, we often find emotion um, will be a factor, and it's more beneficial to be aware of how emotions are impacting your decisions than pretending that you are unaffected by your emotions. What sources will I use? So the main jumping off point for my paper is Elizabeth A. Lawrence's Werewolves in Psyche and Cinema, um, which is an excellent paper that goes over the history of werewolves in folklore and throughout cinema and around the world. Um, and to connect it to my main point about emotion, oops, I'll be using a paper called Emotion and Decision Making, which has been also similarly helpful. Um, my conclusion, people today would benefit from listening to what their emotions tell them. Importantly, in tandem with their logic, it can be advantageous to let your werewolf side have more say in certain situations. Thanks for watching. Um, yeah.